Welcome to Orchid and Bees channel, where you can find crochet patterns that anybody can do. Today we're going to make giant decorative bows. These are perfect for the holidays. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. To begin, you will need an H-hook 5mm and a worsted weight yarn 4. This is just a Red Heart Super Saver that I got at Walmart. We are going to begin by chaining 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now we're going to double crochet in our 4th chain from the hook, and our beginning chain will count as a stitch. So this will be stitch 2. Double crochet in your next 19 stitches. Pause your video and I'll meet you back. Now that we have finished our row 1, we have 21 stitches including the beginning chain. Chain 3, and this will count as a stitch for row 2. For row 2, we are going to double crochet front post and then we are going to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Let's do this again. Double crochet front post, 1, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. This will be our pattern for this whole row. Let's do it again together. Double crochet front post 1, and then double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We will do this all the way across. Pause your video and I'll meet you back at the end of this row. You will have 2 stitches left at the end of your row, and we are going to finish by double crochet front post in the next to last stitch, and double crochet into the top of the beginning chain, or turning chain rather. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now we're going to do the opposite pattern, where we double crochet front post in the the second row. We are going to now double crochet into the top of that for our 3rd row. Now we will double crochet front post 2. So 1 and 2. Let's do it again. Double crochet 1 into the next stitch, and then we are going to double crochet front post in the next 2 stitches. Let's do it one more time together. Double crochet 1 and double crochet front post in the next 2 stitches. You will repeat this pattern all the way across until you get to the end, and you will have 2 stitches left. You can pause the video to finish and I'll meet you at the end. Now we've reached the end of our row and we have 2 stitches left. We are going to double crochet into the next to last stitch, and then double crochet in the very last stitch. You're going to chain 3 and turn your work. Remember, our turning chains count as a stitch. Now we're going to repeat row 2, double crochet front post around the next stitch, and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Double crochet front post and double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So the pattern is double crochet front post 1, double crochet in the next 2. You will have 2 stitches left at the end of this row. Pause your video to finish this row and I'll meet you at the end. Now that we have finished this pattern, we have 2 stitches left. We're going to double crochet front post into the next to last stitch, and then double crochet in the very last stitch. Chain 3 and turn your work. We're on row 5. We're going to do the opposite pattern. We're going to double crochet 1 and double crochet front post into the next 2 stitches. Double crochet 1 and double crochet front post into the next 2 stitches. Do this one more time together. Double crochet 1, double crochet front post in the next 2. Repeat this pattern all the way across, and when you get to the end you will have 2 stitches left. Pause your video and I'll meet you back at the end. We have finished our pattern of double crochet 1, double crochet front post 2, and now we have 2 stitches left. Double crochet into the next to last stitch and double crochet into the last stitch. Chain 3 and turn your work. Double crochet front post and double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Repeat this pattern again. Double crochet front post 1, double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So the pattern for this row is double crochet front post 1, double crochet 2. This is row 6. Double crochet front post, double crochet in the next 2. Repeat this pattern all the way across, and you have 2 stitches left at the end. You can pause your video to finish the row. I'll meet you back. Now we're at the end of our row. We have 2 stitches left. We're going to double crochet front post into the next to last stitch. And a double crochet into the very last stitch. You can fasten off your work. You will repeat this entire pattern to make a second tail, and you can pause your video here to finish your second tail piece. After you've finished it, you can hit play again and go to the next steps of making your giant bow. Once you have completed both of the tail pieces for the bow, this is what they will look like. Now we will proceed on to making the loops for our giant decorative bow. To make the loops for our bow, we are going to begin by chaining 101. You can pause the video to finish your chain, and I'll meet you back. Now that we have chained 101, we are going to begin row 1. We're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, and our beginning chain will count as a stitch. So this is stitch 2, and now we're going to double crochet in the next 97 stitches. You can pause the video here to finish your row 1, and I'll meet you back at the end. Now that we have completed row 1, we are going to chain 3 and turn our work to do row 2. For row 2, we are going to follow the same pattern as we did for our tail pieces. We're going to double crochet front post 1, then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Let's do it again. Double crochet front post 1, and double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So the pattern on this row is double crochet front post 1, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. We'll do it together one more time. Double crochet front post 1, and then double crochet into the next 2 stitches. You can pause the video to finish this pattern across this row, and I'll meet you back at the end. Now that we have gotten to the end, we have 2 stitches left. We're going to double crochet front post into the next to last stitch, and then double crochet in our last stitch. Chain 3, this will count as a stitch, and turn your work. For row 3, we're going to do the opposite pattern. We're going to double crochet in the first stitch, and then double crochet front post in the next 2 stitches. Let's do it again. Double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet front post into the next 2 stitches. One more time, double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet front post in the next 2 stitches. You will repeat this pattern all the way across. Double crochet 1, double crochet front post 2. You can pause your video here to finish this row, and I'll meet you back at the end. Now that we have gotten across with our pattern, we are going to have 2 stitches left. Double crochet into the next to last stitch, and double crochet in the very last stitch. And that completes row 3. Chain 3 and turn your work. For rows 4 through 9, we will be repeating rows 2 and 3, and for row 10, we will repeat row 2. You can pause your video here, and I will place written instructions on the screen for you to finish. Now that you have completed all 10 rows, you will have a nice long, large section. To assemble our bow, we are going to fold our pieces over inside out to get our ends to touch. We are going to sew our ends together. You can either choose to sew, or you can also slip stitch your ends together, either way that you desire. This part does not have to be perfect or pretty. It's going to be completely covered up at the end. You can pause your video here to finish making your seam, and I'll meet you back at the end. Now that we have finished sewing our ends together, you can weave in and trim your ends. Flip your piece back inside out so that the waffle is facing out. You're going to put the seam on the back side and going to count your stitches across and find the middle. For me, I have 16 total blocks across, and so my middle is going to be the stitch between 2 sections of 8. Pinch the middle of your bow tightly, and with a separate piece of yarn, you're going to wrap around the center of your bow approximately 30 to 35 times. You can do it more or less depending on how thick you want the center of your bow to be. Pause your video here while wrapping the center of your bow. Now that you have finished wrapping the center of your bow, you can flip it over and tie the back tails in a knot. If you would like, you can also weave in your ends, but this piece will be covered up. You can also choose to add a little extra security to the knot by putting a little dab of hot glue or fabric glue on the back. This is what the main section of your bow would look like after you've finished wrapping it. Isn't it nice and large and pretty? Now we will attach our tail pieces. First, you're going to get the pieces placed as you like them. Get the look that you want first. Once you've got them in the positions that you like, you're going to flip the entire piece over. And you can use the tail from your piece to sew on the two pieces to the back of your bow. You can also use hot glue if you like, or fabric glue will work as well too. While we are sewing our tail pieces onto the back of the bow, let me take this opportunity to share a couple tips with you. If you'd like to use your bow outside, you can choose to waterproof your bow by using some waterproofing Scotch Guard spray that you can find in your fabric sections. Or also you can find waterproof spray in the camping section and or the shoe section of your local Walmarts, Targets, and some craft stores. Another tip is if you would like stiffer bow loops, you can get craft wire and line the inside of your bow, and that will help the bow loops keep their shape. Otherwise, this bow does a pretty good job of keeping its own shape. The waffle stitches help give it a lot of structure, and it keeps it from collapsing too much. You can use these bows in a lot of different ways. These are great for birthday presents. They're great for banners, signs, table decor. You can use them for baby showers. You can also put them on hospital doors for newborn babies. You could do a blue or a pink bow. They're also great for gender reveal parties. You can use them at anniversary parties or engagement parties, and they're super great for the holidays. A nice red bow looks lovely on a fireplace mantle with some greenery behind it. So there's a lot of different fun ways you can use these bows, and children will love these bows as great big bows on top of their presents, and they can keep these bows and remember their birthday celebrations. So there's a lot of different ways you can use these bows. Alright, now that I've finished weaving in my ends, I'm going to trim my tail and flip it over, and you can see that we have a nice big jumbo giant decorative bow that can be used in a lot of different ways. They're super fun and super pretty, and I can't wait to see all the different ways that you use your bows. I hope you enjoyed this giant decorative bow tutorial. I can't wait to see all your pictures from all the different ways that you use it. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and visit us at www.orchidandbees.com. Have a great day!